Welcome. In this lecture, we'll talk about Publisher 2016 and give you a brief tour of the user interface. So, what I'm basically going to do is go ahead and launch the application. And as the application is launching, you'll notice over here on the left-hand side, we have our most recent used applications, any publications that you might have. You have an option to open other publications that you may have. Then as you scroll over to the right, that if you're signed in, then your credentials will be showing here as well. If you notice, featured is highlighted, and there's a number of templates that we can choose from. There's thank you cards, address labels, event notifications, invitations, just a whole slew of things. And I think that's a pretty neat thing. In addition to that, we have some of our built-in templates as well. If you want to create certain things, there's a series of those. I'll go back to the featured. And then like all the other Office applications, if you don't see what you want, say if I want to look for a newsletter, I can go newsletters and then hit the enter key on my keyboard. And if you're connected, it will go out to the internet and search for online templates. As you see, it returns a series of newsletter publications that I could use templates as a sample. If you notice over here, there's a total, it shows a category of 18 newsletters. It shows business, I have a total of 10 and so on. And Word has about 13 at this current time on my machine. So, and if I wanted to select business, then I would get a series of templates as well. So, what I'm basically going to do is go back to our Backstage view. And from there, I'm going to select the blank. 8.5 by 11. I kind of like that. And so we will go ahead and start touring the user interface. So if we click on our File tab here, it takes us to our Backstage view, of which at this time we can do an edit on our business information. We also have our publication properties as well. We have a design checker, an embedded font location. In addition to that, there's options of new, open, the usual options. If you want to share or export your publication, you can do that, close account, feedback, and your options. So we're going to go back, and as we look on the ribbon, as you see, there is a quick access toolbar, and I think by now we're all familiar with that. And if we want to customize that, there's an option to do that as well. If you scroll over to your title, it will say publication and then a number. And then over here, if you're signed in, your name will show. This is your help. This is your minimize, your restore down. And then if you want to close out of the application, that option is there too. Now, as we move over to the Insert tab, you see all the different kind of things that we can insert. And that's also broken into different groups like your pages, your tables, your illustrations, your building blocks, text, links, and then your header and footer. So, if you'd like, then there's also a page design. And on the page design, clicking here shows you some of the page design groups that we can access to change the look and the feel of our publication. You know, for example, if we wanna change the template, we can do that. Page setup is here as well. In addition to that, you have an option of, you know, the different colors and so forth, and the different themes. So we'll move over. You have fonts. your background, and then of course your master pages. So if we move over to the mailings, then we have an option to perform a mail merge. Oh, there's an email merge as well. I think that's a neat feature. In addition to that, you have all these different functions here as well. And then the review tab, which of course I know you're familiar with if we want to check our spelling and grammar and our research and language. These can all be done here from the review tab. Now, if we go ahead a step further and look at the view tab, you'll notice that you can see the defaults over here under view, like the normal view, and then the single page. And then when we work for bigger publications, you know, the multi-page publication, we might want to change it to a 2-page spread, you know, where we look at the first page and the second page, and those are side by side for us. You can also change the view as far as the grid, the rulers and borders and so forth. You can also change the zooming. You can zoom to a whole page, or if you want to be very precise, you can select the zoom level of the publication here. Now, if you go down to the lower right-hand corner, you'll notice that we have a zoom slider. And as I said, by clicking that, you go in increments of 10%. So I kind of like it at around 60 or 57%. Down there, you also have the single page and the 2-page view. In addition to that, you have a scroll bar where you can scroll left to right. You have scroll bars over here on the right-hand side where you can go up and down. You also have previous page buttons and next page buttons that you could use to navigate through your document. Now, if you want, if you notice, if we go to the left-hand corner, as I put my mouse in different places, then I get the exact coordinates of my mouse down here, right next to the page that we're working on if you're in the left-hand side of the page. So this allows me to be very precise with my measurements when placing things or moving them around or resizing. So if you see, this is our page here, page 101. And this is to help with the object sizing. So, all right, that's a quick tour of the user interface here in Publisher 2016. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started.